आप एक कैमरे के सामने सेट
Those of you customers and members of Crossword who have joined us in the store, may we request you and invite you to kindly take your places at the seats. And it's time now to look forward to a very enlightening discussion on the title, The Mad Tibetan Stories from Then and Now, alongside with the author already at the table, along with a very special guest. So good evening and a warm welcome to Crossword, to one and all. Crossword aims to be a point of social and cultural interaction, a place where authors and poets hold court, children are regaled, and people just like all of us gravitate to be informed, entertained, and also enlightened. After those of you who have spent your valuable evening with us, just anxiously looking forward to it all, I'd like to seize the privilege to present to you the author herself. Welcome to Crossword, Deepti, and may I request you to put your hands together. Let's receive her very warmly. Also at the table, giving her valuable time, celebrated evergreen actress needing no introduction to film and theatre. Let's receive Shabana Azmi. Thank you so much for your valuable time in gracing the occasion. To get everything rolling, firstly, I'd like to take the opportunity at the very onset to share a few words about the author. Deepti Naval is critically acclaimed for her skills as an actor, but beyond that, she also goes as a painter, director, and poet, born in northern India. After her schooling, she migrated to the United States, where she studied at the City University of New York and received her bachelor's degree in fine arts at the Hunters College in Manhattan. She's acted in over 60 films, and most of you would know each title, so I wouldn't go into the details. But on that note, I said thank you very much for joining us here at Crossword. And we'll be taking it through in a conversation alongside with our very special guest to be holding everything that your heart would like to know. But I'd like to also share with you a few words about the book, The Mad Tibetan Stories from Then and Now. It's through the prism of life that emerges the mad Tibetan stories from then and now, while Thali draws you deep into the sordid and bleak life of a prostitute in Kamatipura in Mumbai. The piano tuner...
Tulli, that's Tulli.
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 Thank you. The piano tuner gently tugs at your heart from music from the piano that Firoz Bartley Boy once played. Ruth Mayberry inspires with her never say die spirit, yet grapples with loneliness. D, The Morning After, Bombay Central, The Mad Tibetan, Premonition, Sisters, Births. These are all facets of life itself. Each speaks in a voice that is resonant of hope, love, and joy of another day. I'm going to pause now, and I'm going to hand it over to our own special guest to take you through. But firstly, I'm going to request jointly together if Shabana and Deepti, you could unwrap a copy for us and let's celebrate the book. Congratulations to Deepti from all of us out here at Crossword. And now, without much ado, I'm going to hand it over to the author to share a few words, and let's lead us into conversation with our guest.
Thank you all for coming. You know, I've always felt कि मुझे बोलने को कहेंगे तो what will I say? I mean, I've tried to write, so if I could speak well, I may not have needed to write. But eventually, mic is pushed in front of you, and you have to say something about your work. That's what I'm told. Now, let me start with what these stories mean to me, really. I have been writing from a very long time, basically poetry. And then there were these little files along the way which were, occupying my computer, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with them. They were just like jottings and some diary pieces and some impressions and stuff. So when Sanjana of Amaryllis, when she came up with the idea, let's do a book, we started pulling out all these jottings and we started seeing, okay, how much material do we have? Though some of the stories go back to even the early 80s, but the major work has been done in the last 1.5 to 2 years. I think 1.5 years, seriously. So what you see in the book is my writing wise, it is a recent work of mine. Shabana, I will let you lead now.
Sure. In fact, when Amaryllis got in touch with me, they wanted this event to happen yesterday, and I wasn't going to be in town, but I suggested that if we can do it on the 1st, then I would be able to, and I'm really delighted, because in spite of the fact that we've been colleagues and friends for so long, it's very rarely that we get an opportunity to actually have a conversation, particularly about work, because we're always meeting at party scenes and we're at a festival and we're discussing other things than work, and I thought this would be a really nice opportunity to try and understand where you're coming from and where these stories are coming from. So let me begin by saying that I was really, really struck by these stories. I haven't read the entire book, but I read a substantial number of stories, and I kept reading it through the night, and at one point I think I sent Deepti a message at 4 a.m. or something saying, is this based on fact? Because it was so real, and I felt that this experience was so vividly described. It's called The Birds.
Birds, yes.
And then I got a very cryptic yes from her. So I said, this author ain't revealing nothing. I better read some more. And then I read some more, and I read some more, and I was completely fascinated by them. So let me begin by asking, what gives you the courage? What gives you the courage to be who you are? Which is so many different things. Because we've all, we all have had education where we have been told that you have to be not jack of all trades, you have to be master of one, and that there's always a danger that if you've got lots of interests, as actors tend to have. I feel that actors are interested in many things. Many things.
Yeah.
But at one point one needs to have a focus and say, all right, this is what we will concentrate on. But when I look at your career, I've seen that you've done things together and simultaneously right from the beginning. There is a restless wanderer in you, and you never seem to have suppressed that wanderer, and haven't really focused on only one thing, which I think is an act of great courage, to be able to give in to something that one deeply desires rather than have a set goal about this is what I need to do. So where do you find that from?
You know, Shabana, early years, I remember, this reminds me of this one incident where I'm sitting with Mahesh Bhatt in his place, and it's some evening is happening, and he's telling me, I think I was right, talking about poetry. He says, don't paint, don't write, just be an actress. And that way you'll be able to, put everything into that one